Hello you guys and welcome back to my home. So this past week we did some shopping. My mom and I spent almost an entire day going to different antique stores and thrift stores, and then just the other day my cousin and sister, we also had a little shopping day at some thrift stores. So we have a collection of things from all those trips and I can't wait to show you guys. So for reference, the style that I like to have in my home is kind of varied, but they all kind of work together. So I know this isn't a style, but grandma, if it looks like it's in your grandma's country home, I want it. I also love cottage and just anything like old, a little bit of primitive, not too much because I like things to look classy, but if it's a little old and has imperfections, I like that as well. So kind of roll that into one, and that's what you're gonna see today. If you are also into homemaking and thrifting and antiquing like I am, then definitely subscribe because I'm always coming out with new content like this. All right, let's get into it. So most of this is home decor, but I have a couple things that are clothing. I'll do those at the end since, I don't know, I think you guys care more about the home decor, but correct me if I'm wrong. All right, oh gosh. We are starting off strong with this milking chair. I had been looking for a step stool just to have. I feel like it's good to have a step stool, like it's always necessary. And we didn't have one, and so I was kind of keeping my eye out for a little step stool, but I was considering more of just the step, not like this whole situation. But when we saw this, my mom actually has a milking stool and she loves it. It's just so practical and useful, and you like can carry this around the house. You can set it up and like put a little pillow on it and make it cute. You can put your bag on it when you come in, whatever. And it's just so cute. And this was only $9.95. Please let me know in the comments if you care about prices or not. I will share them in this video, but I am curious for future reference. Do you want me to share the prices of the items, or do you not care? So, but this was $9.95, and this was our first little find. I'm gonna put this in our kitchen just because I think that's where it's most useful and where I have a spot for it. And then even in the future, like when we have kids, I feel like this will be so helpful if they need to like get something out of the cupboard. Just use a little step stool. I love it. And it's a really nice shade of wood. It actually matches our dining table. It's kind of got that like honey tone to it. It matches well. Okay, this next thing I saw as soon as we walked in the store, but I was like, okay, that's gorgeous, but like I would never get it. But then I kept looking at it and my mom was like, that's gorgeous. And I'm like, I know. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So I spotted this immediately. I love it, love the blue, love the shape. This is definitely more like my Victorian vintage style, which is definitely sprinkled throughout my house as well. And when I saw this, I was just like, that is so pretty, but it's just so big. And we have a relatively small, just ranch style home. And so I was like, maybe that's just too chunky of a piece. But then the more I saw it, I was like, no, that is really pretty, but it's probably so expensive. I looked at the price, and that's what made me get it. It was $12. I was expecting this to be like at least $30. Especially in an antique store because those places tend to be more expensive. No, $12. And I'm like, okay, yep, you're coming with me. And so if I get the right kind of flowers, I could see this being a centerpiece, but I also had it placed on top of our hutch with just some of my pink tulips like spilling over the sides, and it looks so pretty. I'm so happy I got it. You will notice that even if I love something, if it's out of price range, I'm just not getting it. At this stage in my life, like the budget needs to budget. And so just if I see something and I really want it, like I will easily put it down unless it's the right price. This next item, my mom actually bought for me, and I'm gonna be giving it back to her because it's for my birthday. But I did want to include it in this video because we did pick it up. It is eventually going to end up in my home, and I'm very excited about it. But it was a little out of my price range for what I felt comfortable spending, but it was something I had been looking for. So these bowls, I got one earlier this summer at a garage sale, and it was quite expensive. It was the bigger version of this, so this bowl nests inside of it. It was either 25 or 30 bucks at a garage sale, which that's expensive for a garage sale, but people know how much people are wanting these bowls right now, and I don't blame them. They are so cute, and I've only seen them very seldom. They're not something that you see all the time, at least at the places that I shop. And so when I saw this one and it was in relatively good condition, a lot of times they do kind of get that crackled effect inside, which isn't really an issue. But even the outside, like there's no chips or anything. The other bowl that I have is so big and it's gonna be really great for like double batches of things or making sourdough, things like that. But this is like a great everyday bowl. Like if you need to whip up some brownies, if you need a big salad bowl, whatever, like this is the one. And so this was $25 and I saw it, loved it, put it back, and my mom's like, I'll get it for you and I'll give it to you for your birthday, which is just the way my mom and I are. We're together all the time and shopping all the time. And so sometimes if I need things or I find things that I would like, but to me it's just not in the budget, it's not what I need to be spending my money on, she'll pick it up, wrap it up, and give it to me for my birthday. So a lot of times I know what I'm getting, but it's all stuff that she knows I'll like, so it all works out. So that's the first bowl that we got. And then I got this one. So this is definitely handmade. There's so many things that just give it away to be handmade. And it kind of coordinates to this one. And it's unique in its shape. It's kind of short but wide. And I don't know, it's in good condition, but this definitely screams primitive to me because there are, like, if you see in there, there's definitely some like imperfections and crackles within the stoneware, and to me that does not bother me at all. I just think it adds to the character and the charm of it. And this was only $7. It was half price. Originally it was like $14.50 or something, and they marked it down to $7. And when I saw that, I was like, yep, you're coming home with me. That's a good deal. All right, this next item was something I had just started looking for, and I'm very excited to have found it. So a few weekends ago, we go on this like annual cousin trip with my husband and I, obviously, and then his brother-in-law and his wife, and his cousin and his wife. So it's just like this annual couples trip that we go on every year. And we went up to his cousin's in-laws house, and we kind of used their house and their property. And one of the nights we were doing a cookout, and I made homemade burger buns, which you would have seen in one of my shorts. And her mom was like, hey, let's just use this bread warmer so that all the hamburger buns can be nice and warm. And so it's this basket that has a stone in the bottom, and you remove the stone, you put it in the oven to get nice and hot, and then you put a towel over it, put all of your like rolls or buns, whatever you're gonna do, in there, and it keeps it warm at the table. And I'm like, oh, I need one of these. This is genius. But it's one of those things that you don't think to like register for when you get married, because you don't really know what serveware you need. And so I was like, oh, but I'm always making bread and rolls and things like that. This would be perfect. And so I was telling my mom about this, and we go to Salvation Army. What does my mom find? A bun warmer. Now, this is not exactly what I was referring to, but it's the same concept. So basically, you have this little piece right here that is a stone, and you can microwave this, and it gets nice and hot. It comes with a towel that you can like tuck this in and then put it in your bowl and put all your rolls or buns on top, and it just keeps it nice and warm. And it came with instructions on how to use it. And you guys, this was $4.99, but tan tags were half off. So we got this for $2.50. You can't beat it. And it's so cute. I've started to acquire a few Apple things, and I need to stop because I'm gonna eventually have so many Apple things, and yeah, but this is cute. Okay, this one was an absolute steal. I probably would not have got this if it weren't for the price, because I don't really have a spot for it yet, but I do love it. This picture right here. Oh my goodness. We were all gawking over this picture and just how pretty it was. And I was like, that is really pretty and I kind of want to get it, but I don't really have a spot for it. But I looked at the price. Take a guess. I just want you to pause, take a guess. What do you think this costs? It was $3.99, which alone, $4 for a picture like this, good. It was a tan tag, half off. This thing was $2. Oh my gosh, and I'm so excited about it. It's kind of this like Tuscan, it's like lavender farm, which I really have no tie to Europe or Italy or anything like that. I've never been. I don't have that kind of like heritage or anything. But what this reminds me of is Traverse City. If you've ever been, it's a beautiful city in northern Michigan. And if you kind of go up the peninsula, you will see places that look like this. They are very well known for their vineyards, and so they kind of pull from that Italian style at some of these really fancy vineyards, and then they have lavender farms all over the place. So that is what this reminds me of, and it's honestly one of my favorite places on earth is Traverse City. So I was happy to get it, and now I just need to find a spot for it. Which is not really normally how I shop. I normally shop with a purpose, but you can't pass up $2 in something this pretty. And I even like the frame, like it all just works. All right, now we're moving on to the clothing pieces. I have just a few. First up, we have this pinstripe button up, and I don't have anything like this. And I really just want to be able to elevate my casual style a little bit. I tend to be like very casual, just on the day-to-day, like running shorts, a tank top, especially in the summer, and if I'm working outside, like I don't really care what I look like. But when I do go someplace cute in the summer, I want to have some like nice breezy options, and I don't love wearing tank tops. I don't know why, it just like, I'm more of a t-shirt or long sleeve type of person, and so if I can have something that kind of works in the summer still, I would prefer that. And so I got this in the men's section. It's 100% cotton, which I love. That's one of the reasons I was so drawn to it, and I of course love the pinstripe. I just think it's so classic and like breezy, and just, I think classy is the best word for it. And it was only $3, and it seems to be in pristine condition, so very happy about that. And I need to look on Pinterest just to see how to style this, because sometimes a button up scares me because I'm like, do you tuck it in? Do you button it? Do you not? Like, I don't know. How do you guys like to wear them? All right, this one I'm so excited for, and this is just my encouragement to you guys that if you want to get something, just hold out, go to your thrift store first, see if you can find it there. I have been absolutely loving just all of the cardigans that seem to be the trend lately. That is the type of thing that I know how to style. Like fall and winter clothing, I absolutely love. Summer is where I really struggle with how to style things, but I've loved the cardigans, like cardigan with a nice pair of like loose fit jeans. I just think it's so timeless, and just you look like so classy but comfortable but put together, and that's exactly what I want to go for. And so I had always been wanting the red little button-up cardigan that I was always seeing on Pinterest and stuff. But again, we've got a budget, and just because I want a cardigan and I could order it on Amazon for $30, like no, it's not a necessity. I do not need to spend $30 on something that I don't need, and therefore I don't get new clothes that much, except for at the thrift store. And I found this one, which is exactly what I had been looking for. I literally put this almost exact thing in my Amazon list and had wanted it, considered buying it multiple times, but like I said, just was not a priority. And this one is actually Land's End, which I would much rather have a Land's End than like some weird Amazon brand. And this was $5.99, and y'all know by now tan tags were half off, so this was $3, and $3 I can do, 30 maybe not. So I'm so excited to wear this even in the summer on like a cooler day. This would be cute with like a white dress, and then even into the fall, and then all next year I plan on wearing this. So I'm just so happy that I found this and I held out and didn't buy brand new. I just love it when that happens. Okay, this next one I was excited to find. Thrift stores is the place to get sweaters. They're just, it's like a gold mine for sweaters. This one is so cute. I don't have any sweaters actually that are this plain. I tend to be drawn to patterns, colors, textures. I really just, that's what I'm drawn to. So I don't tend to get a lot of plain things, but then I need them and don't have them. So I saw this one and the cut of it was just very like elevated to me, classy with the wide arm and like the thick cuff. I think it's so cute. I love a good turtleneck, cowl neck, things like that in the winter and fall. If you look closely, there is a little bit of like texture and pattern here, almost like a very muted stripe, which I think is so pretty. And then when I saw the brand, that was like the tipping point of me getting it. It's from Topshop, which of course I don't shop at Topshop, but I hear about it a lot and I know people like it. And so I was like, oh, this is a good brand. Like maybe I will pick this up. And this was only $4.99, so $5. You can't beat it. That is everything that I've picked up over this past week of thrifting and antiquing. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it just fun and encouraging and maybe inspiring for your home style. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and want to see more thrifting videos. I am always down. I think my mom and I are actually going to take like a antique thrift specific trip in the fall, like maybe for my birthday or something. So I'm very excited. There's so much more to come. And I would love it if you guys stuck around, join me on this journey. I'm definitely a new channel and just am having so much fun doing this, and just the outpouring of love and support from you guys has just warmed my heart and just was not expecting that. So thank you very much. So I hope to see you guys back here soon. Bye.